Hello everyone, welcome to another sharing of wisdom bits. So today I have a very simple thing, but it can make a lot of sense. So just say there's a blank piece of paper, and this blank piece of paper you either fold it into two, or simply you take a pencil and you draw a line separating it into two parts. So then what happens is, first it was a blank piece of paper, and now we have a division, a separation. So there are like two parts. But if you draw another line across, maybe it will be diverted into four parts, another one, uh, 8, 16, 32, 64, like that it can go on and on. But these are just markings on a piece of paper, and they can be erased also. And not only that, even if you leave it like that, this will erase at some point. So the thing is, likewise, just like this blank piece of paper, the, the lines are drawn upon it, and they actually don't mix with it because they can be erased, or even if you leave it outside or after some time, they will be erased. You have to draw it again and again. So likewise, uh, we can see in this world, or for example, take a piece of land, property, and then people divide it into two. Maybe first you just draw borders, lines, and then you use some pegs. Then if it's not enough, you put maybe barbed wire. Then if it's not enough, you put a wall up. And that is, if that is not enough, what happens? You build a big wall, cover it up with barbed wire and all, and maybe put on CCTV cameras. And if some it's like super rich, or like if it's a border, there are even guard posts. And the thing is, people inside that, they don't know what's happening in the opposite side, and they kind of wonder, don't know what's happening. So they use other places also to get to know what's happening across the wall. So likewise, we can see uh, in the properties maybe that belong to a parent, the children, and then the siblings, they divide this. Sometimes fight over it, have lawsuits against this, even to get more. But it was the same property. And likewise in the world, we separate ourselves, and we make borders. Some people fight over borders, countries fight over borders, and you can just be killed for getting across a border. And some places the borders are a river, or sometimes there's no even a proper line to show. Sometimes it's just a simple space that has no fences or anything, but they consider still it as a border. Even the sky has the limits. Luckily, we didn't still go much into space. Others, they'll start separating it also. And you see, people become get make alliances. Then after that, they turn on each other. We see these in wars also, right? First allies, and then they turn upon each other. They're suspicious, and then later, allies becomes enemies. So just think, and just think in our life also, the separations we make, and maybe with our family, the separations, maybe with your partner, maybe with your children, the office workers, and then just see within yourself also. How you make the separations. But and then sometimes people separate themselves as social life and spiritual life, or your social life and your work environment, or some people even meditation and normal day-to-day lives. But actually it is the same piece of paper. Even the mind, we try to separate, like we are trying to draw lines in the sky. There are no such lines. But in conceptual reality, we accept some. But in total reality, there is no such. So in our journey, what we understand, we break those borders, if not externally, at least internally. Then what happens? You can go beyond and beyond and reach more higher states of happiness and peace within yourself, with others, and we all can live in harmony and peace. So, and even in yourself, to have and to know these separations in the mind, and then how they are like limiting us, restraining us, to know even the reality of things. It could be views, ideology, dogma, any kind of things that can be fed to you from small days. Maybe I have met people who think they cannot even research, they cannot even think, so they are so caught up in that. But actually anybody has the freedom, at least think. And then when you explore the mind and depths of your spirit or the soul, you can realize there's so much freedom. And later, there's so much freedom even beyond this world existence. Right? While we are alive, and we can widen the horizons or even break the boundaries forever even. And then to understand, so it's actually the piece of paper had been already always there. We draw the lines and we make all these separations, maybe thousands of separations. Then later what we understand, these are just markings made by maybe some ideology, view, or even ignorance itself. Then you become more and more free. So let's take this message and understand. And if we get to understand this reality, we all can live without all these differences, without trying to fight each other. All these views, arguments, all these things. But they are still the lines of the piece of paper. And when we let them disappear, we can understand we were all on the same page. Okay, so let us take this message and think more about it. And I wish you all the very best.